Hey guys, how's it going today? So this week's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna do a shorter segment. I'm gonna do two segments, both shorter. Today I'm gonna have my really good friend Rhett on, and she's super cool. She does crazy things with her life, and we're just gonna talk all about that today. Friday, I'm gonna post one Wednesday, and then Friday I'm just gonna be by myself, just do a shorter segment. I have a little rant for you guys, so just stay tuned for that. But here is my friend Rhett.
Hi, friends. I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, so let's get into it. You're doing a lot with your life right now. You're in like a crazy place and you're doing just insane stuff.
I guess. I don't know if I would consider it insane. It's just something that I decided to do. You just pick and you say, I'm going to do it, and then you go do it. And I actually did it. I did the thing, as you would say.
Right. So, now let's talk about you're in Germany right now for your education, the beginning of your college career.
Yeah, I was really fortunate, actually. In general, as a kid, I really wanted to study internationally, even from when I was 7. And I started looking at schools in Spain because I speak fluent Spanish, but the unemployment rate in Spain is above 50% for people under 30. So I said, I can't do that. I'm trying to, be successful, be a real person. And I'm lucky enough that I have really close friends that live in Munich, Germany. So they were giving me a wink, wink, a nudge, nudge. And when the time came, I really started to look at universities out here in Germany. And I found one called Munich Business School, which is where I am now, and I couldn't be happier. It's an incredible small 4-year college, but it's a really practical education. They really help you get internships throughout your summers, and they have a lot of career events where they bring in companies from Munich that allow you to go meet them, and you can have small presentations, and then you can get in contact with them. So the university is amazing. And obviously Munich is amazing. I mean, we just had Oktoberfest, which was a blast, and just in general, being in the center of Europe, you just can't beat it. You can't beat it. I'm so lucky to be out here. I'm really grateful.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% envious. Yeah, it's something interesting. You're at such a small school, which like I mean, really opposed to like the American experience. Like I have thousands and thousands of people on my campus, and I know like kind of three, really only one. I mean, like, what is you go to? How many people are in your class?
It's crazy. I think in my program itself, there's only about 45 kids, which when I went to a private high school, which it wasn't really for me. And in general, you know me, Devin. I always wanted to go to a big university, and I'm extroverted, a little too extroverted. And
Absolutely.
I wanted to be around a lot of people, but it worked out really well being out here because the university is so small, but it's a really tight knit community, which I enjoy. And Munich is such a big, bustling city that I am constantly surrounded by other people. And I have made a lot of friends that go to the bigger public universities, and they say it's huge. They have 40,000 kids, and they're in their university, which is like Ohio State. And for me, that seems, I guess, a little bit too big. And I'm really lucky because, with a small university, you can create stronger relationships with your professors and really become close with your classmates. But I didn't want a small university when I was graduating, and I was anxious about that because it's hard to be somewhere small because you don't know what you're going into. But what's different here is the culture is quite different. My university is so international. I have friends that are from Spain, I have friends that are from Kazakhstan and Russia, and I have friends that come from Greece and Italy, and some even from the United States. And we're just such an eclectic group that the cultures mesh differently, but they all mesh so well. So there's a lot less judgment because
Right.
everyone is so open and aware and understanding that we're all going to be different. We're all going to think different things. So there's going to be a language barrier. There's going to be a cultural barrier. There's going to be a religious barrier. But we make it work because I think something that's interesting about Europe and about different countries, they're really taught kindness first and open-mindedness first. And I think in the States I know that's taught, but I think it's more of a subliminal message, and it's just kind of expected, but it's not really taught in households. It's just there are other things taught first, like work hard, it's only you, you're the first one, don't let other people get in your way. But Europe is a really cohesive group and they really care about everyone around them, and I've really been enjoying it even though it is a small university.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine the experience. And like you said, like in America, like we're raised a little differently. And fortunately for you, you have plenty of experience traveling. I mean, you've been to all kinds of places, and I mean, that's like it's insane to think that I don't. I'm sure there are small and like private colleges that are smaller programs, but 45 students, that would be pretty hard to make work here, just because we're not really taught up front, like, you should value people first before
Right.
yourself and other things in your life.
I agree. You bring up a good point. I don't think that we are taught to value people first. We are taught to value ourselves first, which I think is an important message, but I don't know if it's being taught correctly. I think we're being taught to value ourselves, but I don't think we're being taught to really respect ourselves and to respect other people's opinions, because we seem to really trash other people's opinions, and if it's not the American way, it's the wrong way, or if it's not my way, it's the highway. So it's difficult. People here seem to be quite open-minded.
Right. I mean, with all those people from all those different backgrounds, you have to be. But that's so cool.
Yeah,
And
it's so cool to meet everyone. They're all such different stories.
right. And you guys just went to Prague, right?
Yeah, a group of my friends, we just spent a weekend in Prague, and that was insane. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. It was and sadly, a lot of them, actually all of them except for me and my friend Fabian, were Erasmus students, and so that means they're just only here for one semester. But they
Mm-hmm.
come from all over the place. We had two people from France, and the rest of them were, oh, and then another girl who was from Taiwan. She's great. Her name is Mimi. And we had everyone else came from a Spanish speaking country. We had Latin America, Mexico, Ecuador, and then we had people from Spain who came from Barcelona and then Madrid. And it's just so cool because even though that they all speak Spanish, their Spanish is so different because the dialect is, there's so many different words that can mean the same thing, but they all seem to understand each other, and their little accents are so cute because in Spain they talk with a lisp, and
Mm-hmm.
then in Ecuador they talk very low, and especially because the person from Ecuador, his name is Eric, there's a big machismo culture down there, and so they talk very low, and big men, and but they're
Right.
sweethearts. They're all such sweethearts. And in Barcelona, it's in the northeastern portion of Spain, and they have their own language called Catalan, and it's totally separate. I don't know if you've seen on the news, but that region of Spain just voted to become independent of Spain and become its own country. And my friend Paul, who was in Prague with me, he went back to vote in Prague, and he was in the middle of the riots, and the police even pulled him out really aggressively, and he got shot at with one of the rubber bullets.
Oh
He
man.
told me all about it. It was awesome. But
Oh, good for
in
him.
regard, Prague was incredible. It's a really interesting city.
Yeah, I mean, you sent me pictures, and the architecture is just beautiful. I mean, that's one of the huge things. I know. We were just reading a book for one of my literature classes, and one of the characters in the book he had never left America, and he didn't see any reason to leave America. And something his wife had left and went to France, and when she came back, she had these pictures of the doors that she just took pictures of, like giant doors in France, and that's what made him like say like, oh, I actually want to travel, because it's like it actually is a different experience. It's a different place, different lifestyle, and like doors, architecture, anything, all the above. It's different. Um,
Wow.
yeah.
I remember seeing the doors in Amsterdam. That made me think of it. The doors there were so huge, and they all had these huge, interesting, intricate brass knobs. And then it was cool because some of them, were bright yellow like the sunrise, and then some of them were black like coal, and just they would be right next to each other. And it was so cool to see how different they were. Some were big, some were small, some were long, some were rectangular. It was neat. It was really neat.
Right. Yeah, and so yeah, so you're in this play, and something else about that is that really teaches, even if you're like, which you aren't, you're learning German, but even if you were fluent, there'd still be barriers because of everybody there with different backgrounds. So that really teaches a lot
Definitely.
about like communication and just like humanity in general, which like that's fascinating that there's so many people that can get along.
Absolutely. And you bring up a good point with that because even though I can speak Spanish really well, it, it's interesting to communicate because I would say I'm 98% fluent, but the 2% is just the little nuances and little phrases that they have in Spanish. That I just in little idioms that I can't pick up on, or I understand words. For me, it doesn't have the same meaning as it does for them, and that's the same with German because my my German is getting pretty good, but still, I'm not going to have those nuances and those slang words that we have in English, and
Right.
they have them in German too. But I just won't have them, which is a bummer. But it's also really cool to still be able to learn the language and communicate with most people I come across.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine. So like um so for people listening who are like kind of undecided and have interest in like do you have any advice? Yeah, any like
Go do it. That is a big advice. The first step, I know it's intimidating in that you just don't know what you're going to see. You don't know if it's going to be worth it. And even if you go and you end up not enjoying it and it's not worth it, you did it. It's off your bucket list. You went out there, you went and explored, and you saw something new, regardless of whether you enjoyed it or not. So that would be my first piece of advice. And my second piece of advice is always research where you want to go. You don't necessarily have to plan day by day. 8 a.m. I'm going to do this. 12 p.m. I'm going to do this. Don't do. You won't have as much fun. But have an idea of what the culture is like. Know if there's any cultural differences that can be particularly dangerous for women or for men. And know a lot of countries are very conservative, so you have to be aware of what you're dressing and know if you can drink the water in the country because you can run into problems there.
mhm.
But overall, go do it. Go see the world because it's out there, and each person really deserves to see the world. There's not someone out there that doesn't deserve to experience and feel what this world has to offer them. And it's not that we're all individual, unique, shining stars because in a way we are, in a way we aren't.
Right.
But we still all deserve to see what's out there. So no matter where you want to go do it. Go see it. Go experience it. Make it tangible.
Right. Well, there you have it, guys. Go do it. If you want to do it, go do it. Get out of there. But what in particular would you say specific to Germany? What were some trials that you had and maybe are still having?
German people are so cold, Devin. They are so cold.
In
And
what
I just
way?
want them to smile at me when I walk on the train.
Oh.
In America, besides the Northeast, I mean, dang, you guys are oh so unfriendly in New England. Regardless of people in Germany don't smile, and it's not common to greet them down the street. So, you'll be walking and passing by someone, and you can say, Guten Morgen or Servus, which is just like hello, good morning, good day, whatever. They get confused and they look at you with a confused look on their face and their eye, and they get a little wrinkle in their nose.
Mhm.
And in the States, it's really common to just smile or say, hey, or good morning, how are you, whatever it is when you're walking down the street. But here in Germany, not a thing. People are cold, man. That's a
Right.
little tough.
I mean,
And if you can hear it in my voice, one thing that has been tough for me is that there's no antibiotics in Germany. Everything here is homeopathic and just a home remedy. So I am dying from sickness. But luckily, I was just sent some NyQuil, so I think I will survive. But
yeah.
that's a little tough.
I mean, the smile thing sounds a lot like LA, but
Right.
but
That too.
yeah, speaking of getting sent stuff, huge thank you to being here today because it is Rhett's birthday. So if you are late, it is currently the 10th. This will be posted on the 11th. I want you to send a mass of belated love to Rhett here if you know her. She deserves
Oh,
it. And thank you so
you're
much
so
for being on.
sweet. Yeah, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I'm so happy that you're doing this, Devin. You're incredible. You always surprise me with new and exciting things.
I really appreciate that. So okay. I mean, is there anything else you think like people should know about? Because I mean, I had Jason on the first week, and he talked a lot about like cultural barriers and communication as far as being somewhere foreign. But you moved there, you're living there for a good amount of time. Maybe I don't know how long you plan to stay there, maybe the rest of your life, but you're there for a while, and you're doing your education there. Is there anything else like you think people should know? Are you still there, Rhett?
Yeah, I am.
Did you
Is
hear?
that my fault or your fault?
Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said?
No, I only heard, thank you so much for being here. And
Oh, okay.
then I was
Oh,
saying, no, yeah, you rock. You're the best. You're so cool. And then it went out.
okay. A little bit of technical error there. I was saying, is there anything else as someone who's like living there in Germany and like you're there for your education? I'm saying opposed to like I had Jason on the first week who was talking about communicational barriers and whatnot. Is there anything else like you
Right.
think people should know specific to your case as far as education and like being there for good?
Well, if people are considering or even thinking about have an inkling, an idea to study abroad, definitely come to Germany. For one reason, all of its public universities are free. That's a huge incentive. Even the university I'm at is half the price of in-state tuition. It's quite cheap, and it's an amazing school and education. It's a really practical place to learn. I don't learn a lot of theoretical items, but it's not that those aren't important, but it's just that they're not necessarily the most useful when you're going out to your career. So, and Germany's just got everything to offer. I mean, you can't go wrong with beer, you can't go wrong with pretzels, and you can't go wrong with anything here. It's a great place to be.
Awesome. Awesome. No, and yeah, and that's so cool that especially with all the places you've been, 'cause I don't even know I can't even tell how many places you've been, but all your experience, the fact that you went somewhere and you really enjoy it is just, I mean, that's it's impressive and it's hopeful. It's
Thank you.
awesome.
I do love it here. It really feels like home.
That's good. Well,
Thank you.
that okay, well, I guess we'll just wrap it up. Really appreciate you being on here and yeah, once again, happy
Love
birthday.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the best birthday gift. I'm so happy I could talk with you and help your show out because I know it's going to succeed and just freaking, what's the word? Blossom? There's a better word for that. Explode? I don't know. I'm excited for it. I love being here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I kind of feel like it would be more so a gift for my birthday for you to be. I mean, it still kind of is. I mean, it's only a week away, but All right. Well, I will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for being
Definitely.
here.
Definitely. Okay. See you soon. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. There you have it. If you want to go abroad, go. Do it. Great perspective from Rhett. I mean, she really has been all over the world. I didn't really want to get into depth in that just because we are doing a shorter segment today, and I'm like on a time crunch actually. Um, but yeah, so that's awesome, and I really appreciate her. Seriously, if you guys know her and like you forgot or whatever, send her love. She really deserves it, and she's all the way in Germany, and you know. So thanks, guys, for listening. Like I said, Friday, I will be posting another short segment. I'm going to do two this week. Do a little rant, something a little special for you guys. I'm pretty excited about it. If you know me well, Luther, if you're listening, I do rants. I rant a lot. I have a lot of problems with the way things happen, the way things go, and Friday, I'm gonna lay a little something on you guys. So, but thanks for listening. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whenever it is for you. I appreciate you listening. But yeah, have a good week and take it easy, guys. I'll catch you Friday.